Hello, how are you? Happy Monday, everyone. Good to see you here. I am in like a very chill mode at the moment. I've been doing like a meditation for the last like 4 hours. I run a group on Mondays. Today's group topic was quantum healing, where I teach people about how like negative energy gets locked in our cells, and then I teach them a Buddhist water meditation that my spiritual advisor, my hair's all fucked up, it looks like I had horns here, my spiritual advisor taught me over 20 years ago. He lived with the Dalai Lama for 7 years, and then the Dalai Lama taught him this meditation, then he taught it to me. So very simple stuff. It like filters out all negative energy. So, and I ran 3 groups today, back to back, and that was, well, pretty much what I needed, what they definitely needed too, but put me in a good mood. And then I came home, ate some dinner, drank my coffee, and I'm in like just go nice and slow type of mode. So, not bad at all. So, I'm just chilling like a villain. Anyway, how's everybody out there? I hope you all have a fantastic weekend and that you kicked ass, you took names and all that good fun stuff. I'm here on Facebook doing my thing, getting everything ready here. Megan Stockton is there, so I'm going to invite you on now, Megan. I'm just getting everything there. Hello, Megan. Nice. All right, I'm going to invite you on, add you on, send request is being sent. I hope we don't have trouble like we did last Wednesday. Nice, fantastic, perfect. How you doing, Megan?
Hang on, I can't hear you.
Okay.
Hmm.
Nice. I definitely see you. I could probably put my phone up a little higher here. How you like me now?
No. Shoot. Hang on.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Take your time.
I may just have to do without the headphones.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I'm just hard of
Yeah,
hearing, so I try to wear the headphones, but this will be okay.
completely understood. Okay, all right. If I need to speak louder or anything like that, you just let me know.
Okay.
All right, all right. Hey, listen, I got to use the headphones too. What I find is when I started doing these, every once in a while a guest would get on, and then for some reason their volume on my phone only would go like down, and I couldn't hear fucking words they were saying.
Yeah,
So, and I
before I joined, I could hear you on the headphones, and then, but after I joined, I couldn't hear anything anymore. So I don't know.
and it just cut out. Understood. I don't know. It's very strange, right? So last Wednesday, I had Brandon was on. He was doing a live reading, and we couldn't connect, so he had to go like solo. I felt bad, but he still kicked ass. He rocked
Yeah,
it out, right? He really did. He did a great job. So I'm very happy for him. Anyway, how are you? How was your weekend?
I'm doing well. It was okay. How about yours?
Is it okay? Yeah, no, I had a decent weekend. What did I do? I don't even remember. Lots of pool, walking. Yes, went out to dinner with the family. Yeah, no, it was a
Nice.
good weekend. Yeah, not
Good.
bad. We went to, there's a restaurant in Deerfield Beach, like 20 minutes away,
Hmm.
that I've been going to since I was about 19 years old. It's called the Whale's Rib. It's one of those like a hole in the wall type of
Yeah,
place.
those are the
And
best.
they are the best, right? And they were on diners, drive-throughs, and dives,
Yeah.
right? For their lobster bisque and their oysters Rockefeller. Their lobster bisque is phenomenal. If anyone is ever in South Florida, you got to go. The Whales Rib in Deerfield Beach. So that's where we went. And then they got a pier there. We kind of walked on the pier. It was a very nice night.
Nice.
Yeah, not bad. And then yesterday was like barbecue and pool and all that fun stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I need to. I'm all about balance, and I'm a workaholic. So, and I'll
Yeah.
sit there all day and do my thing with writing and marketing and stuff like that. You know, it's like I always say, you know, it's like 1% writing and the rest is 99%
Yeah.
marketing, right?
It is.
It's trying to make something of yourself here, right? So, and it's like you got to find that balance. And every once in a while, my wife's like, "Can you cut it the fuck out and like come and do something, right?" So I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yes, I could be there. Let's do what we got to do." So anyway, say hello to everyone. There's people out there. I got questions for you too. There
Okay.
is a member here. Her name is Dawn, but she lives across the pond, right? So she sent me some questions for you. She wanted to know. Good questions too, but we'll get to that like after your reading, right? So this is great because you're about to read a book that's not even out yet, right?
That's
And
right.
you and it's called Gumdrop.
That's right.
Nice, thank God. I would have felt like an idiot if I got it wrong. Anyway, but and it what Wicked House is putting it out. So what phase in publishing is it at right now? Are you
Um,
editing? Are you
just finished edits, so I'm guessing it's in like I guess early readers or formatting. So I've turned in
okay?
all the edits; those have all been completed. So I don't know like release date wise or anything yet, but I asked
When
them
it's
if it's
coming
cool
out?
if I read from it, and they said yeah. So
Nice. All right. Yeah. So we're getting a very special treat right now, right?
yep.
So and what are we doing? Like chapters 1, 2, and 3? Or are you gonna jump in the
I,
middle?
I think I'm just gonna do the first chapter. Because I feel like it's a pretty good hook for you.
Nice. All right.
And not go much further into that. I think. So.
All right. Very cool. Very cool. Now tell me what is the book about? What do you got for us?
So I have like a working synopsis here. After witnessing a brutal death on Christmas Eve, young Zach retreats into silence only to discover that the dead man won't leave and is now with him every waking moment. Desperate to help her son heal, his mother moves their family to a secluded farmhouse in rural Tennessee. But Zach's visions only multiply. Something is roaming the upstairs halls. The house's buried history is beginning to stir, and his mother must confront a terrifying truth. Zach isn't imagining the ghosts, and some of them have been waiting for someone just like him.
Nice. All right, a little supernatural there,
Yeah.
huh? Very cool, very cool. All right, awesome. And by the way, just so everybody knows, I'm reading Megan's book. I had to put it aside because, of course, we have an arc, right? That all of a sudden I looked up and I was like, wait a minute, I was supposed to have that arc done by August 1st, right? So I was like, shit, I got to read this arc. Sorry, JB, but I'll have your book done definitely by that time. But it's fascinating, right? Werewolves. I love werewolves, and the psychological component, you're kicking ass,
Thank you.
really good. The relationship between them is just phenomenal. It's like carrying, and I'm at the part where he's about to, I would think, about to turn. He's been bitten already, and all that stuff is going on.
Mhm.
So good stuff. Kudos
Thank
for
you.
you. I love a good werewolf story.
I do
So
too. This is my
yeah,
second attempt at a werewolf book, so it's very different than the first one. So, uh,
understood, understood. All right. What was the first one?
and
Was it
nobody
public?
knows it but me.
And
It
nobody
came
knows
out
it but me.
like 3 years ago. It was more grief horror. So in that one, the werewolf was more of like a metaphor for like generational trauma and mental illness and stuff like that.
Okay.
So and I lean into purple prose. Like I had fun with that, kind of just.
Yeah.
And this one, obviously turns a little more like body horror, a little more erotic body horror, I guess, and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. What's your favorite werewolf movie
oh
or
my
book?
gosh,
I know I hit you with one.
it's very hard. Book wise, maybe Wolfen, and then
Ooh,
movie wise, if you call it a werewolf movie, I would say The Wolf of Snow Hollow, just overall.
okay.
And then obviously I like American Werewolf in London. I like Ginger Snaps a lot, and then Dog Soldiers. So that's not one, that's several.
That's
All
okay. That's
for
all right.
different
That's all right.
reasons, though.
It's funny is I did based because of your blog. I'm reading it right. So the question of the day, I think it was Saturday. I think it was
Mhm.
Saturday's question of the day. What's your favorite werewolf like book or movie? And
Mhm.
I never even heard of this Dog Soldiers, so I
Oh
need to
yeah,
go and watch it.
yeah, I really
And
like it.
yeah, and then so I watched the preview. I'm like, yeah, I could definitely get into that. And
Mhm.
then another one of the readers recommended was Howl.
I don't know if
You
I've
seen
watched
it?
Howl. I've watched. There's like two or three that Howling. Um,
The Howling I absolutely adore, right?
yeah.
So that's like your early 80s,
Yes.
and it was just absolutely fantastic. That's one of my favorite of all time. And they even did sequels, Howling 2, and I think there
Yep.
might have been a 3.
Mhm.
Howling 2 went a little bit I mean, I'm like 8 years old watching this movie, and there's like a werewolf orgy going on.
Yes.
I'm, it's like nobody put their hand over my eyes. It's like that's the type of father I had. So I'm
Yeah.
just watching this, like, what the hell's going on? What are they doing? So too funny. But with this howl, it was very I found the concept great. Definitely need to watch it.
I'll have to look into it because I don't think I've heard of it.
Yeah, so it's like they're on a bunch of people are on a train, right? And I think it's somewhere in Europe, and the train breaks down in the middle of the night during a full moon, and there's werewolves start hunting these people on the train.
That sounds very familiar.
Yeah,
I actually think my husband he may have watched it and I may have walked by while he was watching it because that sounds really familiar and I can't imagine there's two
yeah,
movies with yeah. So
I wouldn't think
I'm
so,
gonna have
right?
to
So
revisit it.
yeah, definitely worth the look see. I will say that, you know. All right, cool. All right, you want to get into it?
Sure.
Nice. Here we go. Gumdrop.
Yes. Okay. It was Christmas Eve. Madeline placed a tray of snickerdoodle cookies on a cooling rack straight out of the oven and tossed her floral oven mitt onto the countertop. She'd like to think that it was a small burst of reckless abandon to leave it there on the counter on the clean surface. The house was filled with holiday music and the sound of Zach on the floor with his Legos. The blocks clicked together and clattered to the floor over and over as he built and demolished tiny structures. Any other day of the year, any other day, she would have relished this time alone. She and Penn had a good marriage, an easygoing relationship, but it was always nice to get some time to yourself. Time to sit and read a book, the space to sprawl out on a king size bed alone, and one less person to care for. When he had taken the job for a budding pharmaceutical company, she knew he would spend a lot of time on the road. He had worked hard to get into his current position, but that hard work had come in the form of a lot of ass kicking, working hard hours, and traveling on the holidays. But this was the first Christmas since Zach was born that Penn wouldn't be home to celebrate with them. She found herself seeking his presence in a room, wanting to show him something or let him taste the cookie dough as she rolled it across the counter. She wondered if Zach felt the same way and if the holiday absence seemed greater to him too. If it did, he wasn't showing any signs of it. He had asked when Daddy would be home and had been content when Madeline had explained to him it would be another week. Zach was never bothered by much. He was quiet, reserved even. He didn't like to talk to anyone, and sometimes she wondered if she'd ever seen him seek out her or Penn on his own, or if it had always been them going to him for a snuggle or a kiss. She had overdecorated to compensate for missing him. The house was adorned from corner to corner with tinsel and lights. Presents were stacked neatly under the massive frosted tree. There was a small electric train that tracked under and around the Christmas tree and around the leg of the stiff chair by the fireplace. She loved to hear its hourly choo choo, and sometimes Zach watched the clock so he could rush into the living room and pump his arm to the sound. As the darkness fully laid itself across the sky, she had packed Zach into the car with one present to open. It was a small stuffed owl that she had ordered online from a woman who handcrafted these things somewhere down south. It looked like it was made of burlap, but seemed more plush and less harsh in texture. It had wings with mismatched pattern fabric and enormous tortoiseshell eyes for buttons for eyes. He had clutched it, grinning, and sat it under his chin with the oversized pupils staring ahead. He was smitten with his new snuggle buddy. As they drove around to look at the lights, coasting through some ritzy neighborhoods with light displays that rivaled anything they could have paid to see, Zach fell asleep on the way back home, and she carried him to the door on the slippery sidewalk, tiptoeing across the shining black patches of ice as she tried to stay on the path of chunky salt strewn across the pavement. She found the door ajar, the framing chipped and broken where the bolt had been forced through the wood. Her body began to shake as she touched the door with her toe to push it open, unable to bring her hands to touch it. The door creaked inwards enough that it allowed the lights inside to illuminate her face with pink and green. Zach awoke, peering inside with her to see the home trashed and vandalized. Tinsel was torn down, and later she would find that the tree had been left in the backyard. The gifts were torn open and demolished, strewn around the foyer and up the stairs. She set Zach down outside, instructing him to sit on the stoop and not move while she called 911. In hindsight, Madeline realized she should have left him safely buckled in the car. Zach was curious, of course, about what had happened to the beautiful Christmas wonderland that had been inside. The warm, inviting scent of cookies had been replaced by the musky scent of urine. He clutched the owl to his chest and snuck inside, walking over the broken glass ornaments and debris with his bare house shoes. He walked straight into the living room, finding the train overturned first. He squatted down to look at the coloring books and clothes, a few stacking cups, and other toys that had been unwrapped. Somehow he did not find any joy in the open presents. They were ruined. He didn't want them anymore. The sound of something past the stairs caught his attention, so he crept around the corner, pulling the owl up under his armpit as though she might protect him. He could hear his mother talking on the phone. It sounded like she might be talking to his dad and not the police. She had not yet noticed he was gone. He was brave. It didn't scare him to see these things. It only made him sad. As he rounded the corner, he saw a man, and the man saw him at the same time, pressed against the wall as he put a finger to his lips to suggest silence. Zach panicked. His heart leapt, ears ringing. Was this the man that did it? Or was there a worse man hiding somewhere with them? He suddenly realized how far away his mother was and how close he was standing to the stranger. Zach couldn't help himself. He screamed, and the man bolted forward, snatching him up and holding the boy's back against his body. He put a grimy hand against Zach's mouth, tattered gloves barely covering any skin at all. He smelled like mothballs and motor oil. Zach screamed into the salty flavor of the man's flesh against his teeth as he tried to pinch skin between them. The man hissed violently to get him to be quiet, spittle falling into Zach's ear as he struggled harder. The more he fought, the more tightly the man squeezed. Zach's back popped and he could taste blood oozing from his mouth. He yelled for his mother and let out another scream. He could hear his mother echoing his name outside, rushing around to see the man clutching her son against him. Outside, the flashing of police lights was nearly blinding. Just stay back. Please stay back, the man said, backing up until he could open the rear door that led into the backyard. Zach struggled at the sight of his mother, kicking wildly against the man's thighs. His grip only tightened on him, and he could feel the man's heart pounding against his shoulder. Zach, baby, please don't fight, she whispered, tears coating her cheeks. Stop talking. I need to think, the man said, voice shrill. Madeline stopped talking reluctantly. She pursed her lips together as tears streamed from her eyes. Behind her, 2 police officers were sprinting up the sidewalk. The man bolted out the back door so fast that Zach's legs swung around behind him. Stop there, one of the officers demanded. The man didn't stop. He rushed into the backyard and shoved the gate open so that he could run around to the front and down the street. His mother yelled, Stop, please put my boy down. The man muttered to Zach, We're just going to keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. Zach could barely breathe from the man's arm around his trunk and the hand covering his face and nose. His body felt so heavy that his arms and legs felt like they were jelly. He nodded to the man, keep walking, keep walking. The cops yelled stop again, and Zach heard his mother scream, a sound that he had never heard her make. He should have known from the urgency and fear in her voice that something had been about to happen, but he was so lightheaded and weak that he didn't know what to expect and he couldn't prepare. He heard a loud clap like someone had slammed together 2 wooden blocks, and then he felt the man jump forward several steps, walking so briskly that his feet skidded across the pavement. Keep walking, keep walking. But the man hadn't started running. He had been propelled. He fell forward, his entire body laying on top of Zach. The boy writhed, trying to free his small frame from the weight of the man, who was now warm and wet, body twitching and curling around him. He could smell the metallic odor of blood, and the pieces of the man's face stuck to his clothes. He managed to crawl away as the police and his mother rushed forward, and she fell onto the asphalt and pulled her into his arms. But Zach couldn't speak. He looked at the faceless man, just a row of single teeth, tufts of blonde hair remaining in the gaping hole that still sputtered blood and bubbles, and steam rose from the blood on the ground. Zach saw his ruined face for many nights in his sleep, and occasionally even when he was awake. But the faceless man was sometimes welcome, because Zach feared the phantom feeling of the warm blood dripping onto him in the chill of the night even more.
Nice. Very cool. Mothballs and motor oil. All right. It's like, yeah, all right. That's a smell, right?
Yeah.
Get behind that one. Too funny. Nice. Great opening.
Thank you.
100%. Fantastic. I like it. Nice. All right. One, you'll be at ShiverCon, correct?
Yes.
Right? So, and I think our tables are like right across from each other. I'm with James Markert, and you're like over there, right?
I think so.
Right? Not bad. All right. So I'll see you. We'll hang out.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Are you ready for some questions?
Yeah.
All right. Nice. All right. We love questions, right? Here we go. All right. So these are from Dawn, right? So like I said, I wanted to get these in first because she's going to be watching this in the morning. So question. Of course, she says question because I'll be in bed. So too funny. Love you, Dawn. All right. Have you ever written something so sickening that it made you feel nauseated while writing it?
Not really, because I really like gross stuff. So like I get a little bit of pleasure out of that. Some of the stuff in turn was kind of nasty. Like I don't know if you've gotten to the kitchen scene or not.
No.
After he goes and looks at the dog outside, I won't say anything more than that. But that scene was kind of gross because I wrote it and I was kind of like I had to go read it to my husband.
Check this out.
So that was kind of gross. But like nothing that I can think of that it made me feel physically sick or anything like that.
Okay. All right. Nice. All right. Let's go. Have you ever written something in a book that you feel has crossed that line of taboo, then possibly remove it?
No, I don't. Not that I can think of. I'm pretty. I don't ever set out to write anything with like the intention of like shock value. I
Hmm.
mean, obviously, I write things that can be shocking. I mean, that's not. But I never set out to just think like, what can I put in here to like, elicit a response or whatever. So. I don't think I've ever crossed the line and been like, yeah, that's a bit much. I want to take it out. Because normally, if I've decided to put it in there, it stays. Um, I don't like I guess like since I had become a parent, I hadn't written a lot of stuff where children are injured,
Hmm.
just because it made me uncomfortable. But in the last, let's see, there's been at least two infants and then a kid that have died in books in the last like 5 years. So I still do it. It's just
Hmm.
just kind of depends. So no, not really.
Understood. So you're more when you're writing it, things are coming out organically,
Yeah, yeah.
right? It's not like planned, like let me do this for like that value or whatever. They're just coming organically, so it's got that flow to it. So if it
Mhm.
has that flow to it, it has that meaning and that connection to the
Yeah.
to the story and to the characters and stuff. So keep it in there.
Yeah, and that's just how like my process, like I guess like I'm like a pantser, I guess they would say, so I don't like
Hmm.
sit and like do like plot beats or anything like that. And that's not to say I never know, because I also write out of order.
Hmm.
And so I'll have like one document that's like consecutive, 1, 2, 3 chapters or whatever. And
Yeah.
then I'll have a document where if I've skipped ahead, I have that chapter ready and I can just paste it in when I get there. Um, so I kind of know, but I don't think I've ever planned anything where I'm just like, I need this because I want them to feel a certain way, or whatever. I'm just really not organized. So
Understood.
it's just kind of how it works for me.
I mean, neither. I do a lot of brainstorming, but as far as the story itself and how it comes out is pretty much like 100% all organic, right? I
Yeah.
know where it's going, but the meat of what's going on within each chapter in the story, the whole story itself, is just pretty much organic, and I love it. To me, the organic chemistry that comes from writing the novel is the juice, right?
Oh yeah.
That's what everybody loves, right?
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not like planning out, right, in this chapter,
Mhm.
let's plan it
Exactly.
out sentence by sentence of how it's going to go down. No, right, I get the overall and go from there.
And it's more fun
Nice.
for me too, because sometimes I don't know where it's going. Sometimes I know the ending, and then sometimes I have no clue. And so
Understood.
sometimes I'm figuring it out too, and that's more enjoyable for me that way. So.
It is. I would say Stephen King, I mean, he says a gazillion things, but he said, if I'm surprised, the reader's going to be
Yeah.
surprised, right? And it's a 100% fact. It's like, oh, wow. We're going through the story, we're experiencing the story much like the reader is,
Hmm.
It's like
Yep.
well, we got it in our head, but it's kind of like, so the reader, you read the back of the book description, right? So you kind of know what it's about, and everything else is a surprise. Well, we know what the story is about, but everything else is coming like as a surprise to us too. Maybe not as much, but it's definitely there. Like
Hmm.
that. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. How many? So you said you became a mother. So how many kids do you got?
I have two kids. I have a son that's about to be 13, and then I have a 10-year-old daughter.
Gotcha. All right. 13 and 10. Boy, then girl.
Mhm.
Nice. Good move for you. Right. So too funny. I got four. So I'm with you. Enjoy. Enjoy. That's great. Nothing better than being a parent. That is a definite fact. All right. You ready for the next question?
I'm ready.
Nice. This is from Linda Birch, right? So do you predetermine character flaws or do you adapt them as you continue a story?
Most of the time, the characters, like I kind of like get to know them as I write most of the
Hmm.
time. Sometimes like a character is like born out of a certain trait. Like I'm setting out in this character, that's how I met them, is they have this trait. And I'll incorporate that first. But for the most part, it's just like, here's this person and I'm getting to know them as we go through. Like I don't
Hmm.
do like little like character like dossiers or whatever you call them, with the like a breakdown of stuff or whatever. I just kind of go through it. So.
Completely understood. sometimes I give like my characters a diagnosis as I'm getting to know them. This
Yeah.
person was, yeah, this
Yeah.
is their diagnosis, right? So based on that, what type of character traits are we seeing? All right, perfect. All right, let's some fun questions. You okay with that?
Sure.
All right, nice. All right. Well, you're battling a Titan werewolf, right?
Okay.
Who do you summon? King Kong or Godzilla?
Mm. Well, I mean, probably Godzilla because, you know, it's like the king of the kaiju, right? So,
He is, and
so
he's got the
probably.
fire, right?
So, probably Godzilla.
All right, so we're going Godzilla. Favorite song or band?
Oh my gosh, that's really hard because I love music and I love all kinds of music.
All right. Then give us a few then.
Oh man. So I am favorite band. Mm, see, that's I don't even know. I don't even know who to say. Uh, I have a soft spot for Papa Roach because
Papa Roach.
when I was a kid with my first grade card, I got money and I went to Walmart and bought their Infest album. I was like
My
six.
son.
I was like six.
That's too funny.
So I have a soft spot for them. I have a soft spot for Slipknot because I also grew up on that. Um, yeah, that's probably two good ones.
All right. They definitely work. Those are good choices. All right. Perfect. Mm, favorite movie or television show?
My favorite movie of all time is Gattaca, which is really random. I realize.
Nice.
Have you seen it?
I have not seen it. That's the one with Ethan Hawke,
Yes, and Jude
right?
Law. It's like dystopian science fiction, but it's excellent. It's so good. It's highly underrated. And then favorite TV show, probably True Detective, I think.
True Detective. All right, cool, 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 cool. All right, what is your go-to must-watch, no matter what, Halloween movie that's not Halloween?
That's not a Halloween.
Yeah, like Halloween
Um,
season movie.
let's see, Halloween season movie. Because we usually through the month of October, me and my husband and my kids take turns. Like we'll, pick a movie. As somebody different gets to pick a movie every night, and we watch scary movies all. Of course, we kind of do that all year anyway. Um, I'm a pretty big fan of Dead Silence, which is also very random. But I think last year the first movie I picked for October was Sinister,
Nice, good choice.
which is also really random. But I feel like it's one of the like scariest like movies in the last, like modern movies. I guess it's pretty scary.
What
Um,
what is the scariest movie, modern day movie, in your opinion?
like last 20 years, or like you think like
Yeah, 20 years. Well, 20 years definitely works.
I mean, I feel like Sinister had like the atmosphere and it had like that like I love the like gritty film thing it had going on, so the aesthetic was like really cool. And I felt like it was really creepy. Um
It was really
it was
creepy.
it was really creepy. I'm
It was.
trying to think what else I've watched that was just The Ring is scary. I don't care what anybody says.
It was, especially when it first came out. I
Yeah,
mean, it scared the shit out of
I
everyone.
remember I went to the theater and saw it. I was really young though then. I guess that's been more than 20 years, hasn't it? Um, and I went to the theater, and when I got home, my parents' landline phone rang because my friend called me, and I didn't want to answer
Oh,
it.
I ain't answering that phone. That's
She like timed
classic.
it just perfectly. So,
That is too funny. That's classic. When I first saw the original Nightmare on Elm Street,
hmm
right? I mean, back then it scared the shit out of us. I was maybe like 12 or something like that, maybe
yeah,
11. And I remember after we watched the movie, I had to take the dog out for a walk. My dad said, "You got to walk the dog," and I did
yeah,
not want to go outside. I
yeah.
was scared to death to go outside. I thought I was going to see Freddy with long arms, like just coming after me.
See, that's how I
So,
was with the Wishmaster movie, which is really random. But
Wishmasters,
yeah,
that's too funny.
and I don't remember if it's the first one or the second one, but like there was like a scene where like it was like one of like I don't know, it's a scene where there's like some like soldiers or cops or something, and I think they're in like an L. It's been so long since I've seen this movie. they're in like an elevator or something, and he asks him. He looks like a little head with spider legs, and he was creepy. And he asked him what he wanted, and he was like, "Oh, I wish I was never born." And the guy like reverse ages and
Too
disappears.
funny.
It scared the shit out of me. I don't know why.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I remember I once watched, I was probably like 4, but I remember this episode of Buck Rogers. It's a sci-fi show. Did you ever hear of it, Buck Rogers? And they had an episode with the space vampire. And this space vampire scared the living daylights out of me for decades, right?
Mhm.
And I even wrote, I wrote a sci-fi series about alien vampires that are kind of
Mhm.
like based on that, the fear
Yeah.
of that, right? And then I looked it up and found the episode, and I'm like, holy shit, this guy
Yeah.
just looks friggin' stupid, right,
Well,
man? This
I
is
mean,
not
yeah.
scary.
There's some stuff on like a rewatch. You know, the nostalgia definitely played. Like my sister and I used to go to this this video rental place, I guess, and we would rent Ticks. Did you ever watch Ticks?
No, no.
We rented it almost every. I mean, we could have bought this movie 30 times for what we paid to rent it, as many times as we did. And I revisited it just like honestly maybe a year or two ago, and it's so bad.
This is that bad,
It's
huh?
really
Like,
really bad. We watched that one, and then we watched The Gate a lot, which I think is still good.
I think the gate's
Yeah,
great. Stephen
it's
Dorff, right?
yeah
Young
yeah
Stephen Dorff, too
it's
funny.
still good.
It is still good. I
Mhm.
agree with that 100%. I watch that every Halloween, so it's one of the ones that I own. It's a good one, right? The nostalgia. There were some damn good movies in the 80s. I will say that. That's a definite fact, right? That's definitely when I saw it in the movie theater.
Let's see, I was born in the 90s, but I watched a lot of like 80s horror movies and stuff like that. Me and my sister did. We rented a lot. We lived out in the middle of nowhere, so our theater is like 15 minutes from where we live, and they have 2 screens. And they
Hmm.
always got the movies a lot later, and they didn't get a whole lot of horror movies because they kind of catered
Gotcha.
to like the area, you know, what's going to sell
Hmm.
tickets. So most of like what we saw was like from like video rentals.
Gotcha. Did you
So
have Blockbuster? Did you have the mom and pop
it's a
video
mom and pop.
rentals?
Yeah, I live in like a super rural area, so it was like just like it was called Video World, and they had a shop next to it called Clothing World.
Gotcha.
So
Too
yeah.
funny. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, I remember the video stores were like our mainstay in the 80s,
Hmm.
100%. My dad loved, for some reason, like B-rated horror movies,
Yeah.
right? And then I'm like 5 watching all these. He loves zombie movies for some
Hmm.
reason. I've seen so many B-rated zombie movies. It's like I'm like done at this moment, right?
Yeah.
It's too many of them. It's like crazy, but all good, all good. I
Mhm.
love my B-rated movies. All
I
right,
do
let's
too.
keep. I know, I know. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I mean, The Toxic Avenger.
Hmm.
Return of the Living Dead, which I actually got my wife to watch a few years ago. And she's like, I don't
Hmm.
want to watch this. She doesn't like horror, right? So I'm like,
Yeah.
listen, you're going to laugh hysterical, right? That's what's going to happen, right? From the beginning to the end of this movie, you're going to laugh hysterical. And she's like, all right, I'll try. She watched it and we laughed. It's so
Yeah.
funny, right? There's just the over dramatization that goes
Yeah.
on in that movie, just gets you laughing the whole time. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. What are you reading right now? What book?
Let's see. I am reading. I just finished like 3 books. Of course, I finished yours like last week. I guess it was very good.
Thank you very much. Ezra's Secret.
It's very very good. Definitely recommend it. Um, and then I read. What is the name of the one? My sister and I did a buddy read. Um, and now I can't remember what it was called. Uh, I have like my memory's crap, and this is something I just finished too.
Join the
Um,
club.
yeah, it's terrible. I cannot remember what it is. But anyway, we just finished. It's like a generic thriller. She wanted to, you know, it's one of those. Um,
Understood.
just like an easy, like satisfying read. You know, like it wasn't
Hmm.
great, but it was. I'm not unhappy that I read it. You know.
Understood.
Um,
Like
so
a popcorn book,
yeah, yeah, and it,
right?
you know, it was good. So we read one of those because we had just read a big fantasy book, and we kind of needed something that was just, you know, just easy. So yeah, I haven't started anything else right now. I don't think I've got a couple of arcs, and I don't know which of them I can talk about, and which ones I can't for sure.
Understood.
But I've
What?
got they're all really good so far. Every one of them that I've started is really really good.
That's the way it is with arcs. As indie authors, we always have an arc to read,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I'm with you. I'm with you. But they're great, right? It's like we get first dibs on them all the time.
yeah. I've
So,
I've been very lucky with all the ones that I've read over the years. Have been really good.
yeah, indie authors rock. That's
Yeah,
why. We take our crafts very seriously.
yeah.
So, 100%. All right. Let's do some lightning round questions. All right.
Okay.
All right. Who wins, John Carpenter or Wes Craven?
Wes Craven.
Ooh, interesting. Clive Barker or Stephen King?
Overall, Clive Barker.
You, right? You're the first one to say Clive Barker. I've been asking that question for years.
I
But
like
I
Stephen
agree with
King.
you,
Yeah, I mean, I like Stephen King. I've
right?
got a shit ton of his books, but I feel like, if we're just looking at the overall picture, it's easy. It would be easy.
Correct. What's your favorite Clive?
I like Books of Blood. I mean, I know that's kind of the answer,
Yeah,
but yeah, that's probably what I would go with.
understood. Well, that's what made him famous,
Yeah.
right? Books of Blood. The Damnation Game
Mm-hmm.
is one of my favorite. That and Cold Heart Canyon.
Oh, okay.
Right? I
Okay.
love Cold Heart Canyon. And not only do I love the story, but in all my years, decades of reading, Cold Heart Canyon is the only book that came into my dreams.
Oh,
I've
okay.
never had a book come into my dreams except for that one. I still remember the dream, right? And this was what? I'm 51. My son is 20. This is like 25 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I still remember the dreams. That to me just puts him
Yeah.
a notch above everyone, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, nice. All right, so Clive Barker over Stephen King. All right, here's a big question, right? Of who wins, Freddy Krueger or Freddie Mercury?
Freddie Mercury.
Nice. All right, very cool. Two peas in a pod here. All right. What is the scariest thing you've ever witnessed?
Ever witnessed? Oh man. Um, I don't know because you get back into that like as far as like something that scared me the most, in hindsight it's not scary. It was one of those things like when you're a kid, like
Mm-hmm.
so I don't really uh it's not actually scary. We live in the middle of nowhere. And my sister and I would walk from my parents' house to my brother's quite a bit older than us. We'd walk to his house and we'd go through the woods.
Mm-hmm.
And we were out in the woods and we heard it sounded like a man yell "Hey!" And
Gotcha.
we live on like a 300-acre farm, and it's like a family farm, so there shouldn't have been anybody between there and there.
Mm-hmm.
And so we kind of hesitated, looked around, and he said it again, and it's like the way he said it, like the cadence and pitch and everything was just like exactly the same, so it was really unsettling. And so we just decided we were just going to keep walking and try to get to my brother's house because he wasn't super far from where we were. And so we start booking it. and
Uh,
and the guy continued to say, "Hey," and it was that exact same thing. And that's all he would say. And like I said, the cadence and pitch and everything was like the exact same. It was almost like a recording. And it felt like the like distance away that he was stayed the same the whole time we walked. And I really think
gotcha.
in hindsight it was a crow. I
That
really
makes sense.
I really do, but like we never did figure it out. But I mean, it scared the shit out of us. So
That
I guess
is
that's not
scary.
something we saw. I guess I didn't see anything.
Well,
But I still think about
experience,
that.
right? It comes into the books, right? It
Yeah.
gives you that vibe, right? All right, I like it. If you met Michael, Jason, and Freddy in the woods, would you freeze, fight, or run?
I cannot run. Not built for that. um, I guess I would attempt to fight. I'd just make myself a problem. I guess.
Understood. Understood. All right. You could take them. I have full confidence. If you could be one of your characters for 24 hours, who would you be and why?
Ooh, I don't know if I want to be any of them. I would be the cat.
The cat. All
Um,
right.
I have Regret the Cat is like he's an Easter egg, so he's in every single one of my books. So I think of him as like this interdimensional, immortal, time traveling, bad luck thing. And
Agreed.
so he's kind of like my little mascot. So he's like a little Easter egg in all the books. So I guess I'd be him because he survives all the books.
Understood. He goes from book to book.
Yeah.
Cats are interdimensional beings, right? So I
He
certainly
definitely
believe
is.
that. I know. I lost my cat a few weeks ago, right? So, and
Oh,
I'm like, where are you? You're supposed to be coming to
yeah.
see me, you know, in
Yeah.
interdimensional. My wife says she's around. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. I go, all right. So, my baby, my shizzle. Anyway, love you, baby. All right. Here's a little bit different question. You're in a tavern, and a dwarf challenges you to a duel. What do you do?
I guess I'd duel him. Or I buy him a drink.
Nice.
Good
All
stout.
right, all right, right. And then get the duel going,
And
right?
then
All right, I like that. Pick any three fictional characters. Could be from your books, could be from anyone's books, could be movies, doesn't matter. Any three fictional characters. These are now your road trip crew.
oh no.
Where where do you go and what do you do?
Oh man. See, you can't give me options. You can't tell me to pick anything from anything. Let's see. Road trip. I would pick um mm, honestly, I think I would just put myself in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas and yeah. I'd go wherever they're
Nice.
going. So there
That's
you
a
go.
good answer. That's a very good answer. And you'll have a very good time
I will
too.
have a great time. Several
100%.
times.
Correct, correct. It'll just keep going, right?
Yeah.
Too funny, man. That was a good answer. I like that one. All right, last question. You ready for this? This is the
I'm
most
ready.
important questions here. So you're hunkered down, waiting for a giant asteroid to crash into Earth and destroy all of humanity, when you suddenly get a telepathic message from an alien species asking if you'd like to be picked up and go to a new planet with the aliens, of course. But you only have 1 minute to decide. What do you do?
Well, I would do exactly what I'm doing in this lightning round and talk until my minute's up.
That's stuff. All right.
I guess if
Too
I was going
funny.
by myself, though, I wouldn't go. So,
If family's going, you would
yeah,
go?
if my kids are going to die, I guess I'm going to die.
Right? All right. But if your kids are going, you're going.
Yeah, we'll go.
All right,
Why
cool,
not?
cool,
Could
cool,
be
cool.
fun.
Nice. All right. So so I was checking out your website. So you do signed copies on your website, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right? All right.
Yep.
So, and obviously just tell people, you're on the Zon, you're wide, right? So
Mm-hmm.
Barnes and Noble, all that good fun stuff is where they could find you, right?
Most of them, yeah. Most of the titles.
Most of the titles. And then you're going to be at ShiverCon. Obviously, you're bringing all the books with you there, or just a
Uh,
limited number?
I will have all the books, I think, but I will have limited copies of all of them. And I'll be bringing. I do dark romance too under a pen name. I'm bringing some of those too. I only recently started
Nice.
like. Actually, Texas last month was the first time that I had brought them to like a horror event to see how and they did really well. So um, I'll have copies of all that stuff, and I am hoping, as long as the books get to me in time, that I will have the reprint of Blue Jay and the limited editions of Blue Jay. So that'll be the
Nice.
first place that they're available, I think.
At
Um,
ShiverCon.
yeah, the way that timing is looking, I don't think I'll even have them up on my website by then. So
Gotcha. Understood. All right. So if you're at ShiverCon, make sure you grab your copy, Blue Jay, right?
Mhm.
So, so what is the website again? Is it meganstockton.com or was there something else in there?
MeganStocktonBooks.com.
meganstocktonbooks.com. All right.
Mhm.
Perfect. All right. So you want to say goodbye? You got any last minute messages for anyone out there?
No, just thanks for watching.
Yeah. Thank you.
And
Thank you for
fun.
being here. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
this
been
is
fun.
great. Listen, the next time you have another book come out or whatever, when this one does finally come out, right? If you want to come back on, do a couple more chapters, we could definitely do that too.
Okay, great. Yeah.
All right, nice. All right, very cool. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Have a great day, and we love you all. So be well to each other. Bye bye.
Bye.